So, Jurassic Park / World. One of the many textbook examples of a Hollywood franchise. The first movie is good, most of the sequels are of varying quality, and it really should have ended a long time ago. Honestly, I decided to do this on a whim, so I don't have much to say. That's because I just decided to binge the Jurassic movies one night and got the epiphany of ranking them. Simply because no one else really has. So, why waste time? Let's just get started so we can focus on other projects like the Best Animated Film nominees, Disney Post-Renaissance, or Mosley.
Boo! You stink!
I know a lot of people were probably expecting Jurassic Park 3 to be dead last, but I'm going to go against the grain this time around and say The Lost World is even worse. Not only does this entire movie's plot hinge around a continuity error, seriously, the dinosaurs were being bred on Nublar in the first movie, what the frick, but a lot of the movie feels like it's just trying to recapture the wonder of the first film, and it just doesn't. The theme of corrupt organizations exploiting nature is honestly cringe and becomes truly muddled when the creatures in question are objectively more dangerous than the humans. And I'm just going to say it. It's funny how Ian is against dinosaur studies for how many people died the last time, but now he's also willing to leave a bunch of people just doing their jobs to be killed by those same dinosaurs. Heck, in hindsight, the people trying to exploit this lost world are technically doing the island a favor, because the dinosaurs are in fact not native. The island itself has been isolated from the mainland for presumably millions of years, so their self-made ecosystem is probably ravaging the native one in ways we can't even imagine. There ain't nothing natural or unspoiled about this ecosystem, and there is no way you can convince me that an ecosystem where a T-Rex frog hybrid from the Cretaceous inhabiting the same place as a frog stegosaurus hybrid from the Jurassic is natural.
That just makes no fucking sense.
And I'm sorry once again, but the dinosaurs are at their least threatening here. Remember the raptors, how they were this imposing force that would always be around every corner and could outsmart the human characters. Now they are the most cumbersome creatures on the island. A literal child, not even half their size, can knock these things through a wall with gymnastics like it was a stage transition from an Injustice game. These are the same creatures that we were scared of the last time?
You weak, pathetic fool.
I'll admit the scenes involving the T-Rex in the city are honestly the best part, but it's just a slog getting to it. And I'm also kind of glad it wasn't the entirety of Dominion like what some people wanted. With that out of the way, let's get to the next one, shall we?
Somehow the dinosaurs returned.
Well, at least they tried. Starting with the things I like, I enjoy the continuity this movie has with the other films. There are a few suspenseful scenes, the raptors are a credible threat again, and I think Grant having PTSD and having to overcome it is a natural progression of his character. Too bad nothing is done with it. The movie, once again, tries really hard to recapture the feelings of the first film, but is now also very derivative of the second film. With it once again being about an old character being sent to Isla Zorna, and much like the former, it lacks any of the charm the first movie had. It's clear they wanted the Spino to be the next T-Rex, but it just isn't. The T-Rex in the first film was a presence, much like the raptors, one that invoked the feeling of an unstoppable force that should be observed from a distance but not directly interacted with. The Spinosaurus is just a run-of-the-mill movie monster. And the T-Rex death scene meant to cement this idea of this creature being more dangerous is rightfully infamous for it. And yet, I still find the Kirbys to be even worse. All they do is scream, do nothing, and everything that happens in the movie is their fault. They are the instigators, and while their dedication to their son is admirable, it doesn't make up for the fact every bad thing that happens in this movie is indirectly because of them. Which is honestly to be expected, as most of the conflicts in this movie are all instigated by dumb decisions. And honestly, I'm just going to say it. I don't like how they keep trying to make these dinosaurs more intimidating by making them bigger or smarter, because it just feels like they're trying to outdo the original while also chasing its coattails. Even the overall adventure just feels empty and hollow, like it's going through the motions of a Jurassic Park movie. I swear, if Rebirth killed off the idea of humans and dinosaurs coexisting just so they can make another derivative mess like the bottom two movies, I am going to be Honestly, that's why this movie isn't at the bottom spot. It may be bad, but at least there is something to talk about that is unique from the other movies. But that doesn't change the fact it's still bad. The main characters literally dig through shit at one point. I think we can end this segment here if I'm being honest.
Welcome to Jurassic World.
Well, this is a welcomed boost in quality. Jurassic World Dominion is pretty much a non-stop thrill ride full of exciting action and a lot of fun world building. It connects both trilogies together in a way that I feel is nice. It follows up on ideas of the previous Jurassic World movies pretty well in a way that subverts expectations, in a fun way. But with that said, the villain was forgettable. They shoehorn a legacy character into it that never existed. I also regretfully forgot almost everything that happened in the movie after it was done, but in the end, I think that's its best attribute. It's not trying to be the first movie or any prior movie. It's just dumb Hollywood fun that I appreciate for doing something genuinely different from its fellow sequels.
A big raptor.
I'm a new dinosaur.
If there was any way to describe Jurassic World 1, it's that it's a reboot with a lot of reverence for the original trilogy, while also being a fun standalone film. And the entire movie feels like an organic next step for the story. The park is successfully built, and it's torn down by humanity's hubris and outside interests. And it's just cool to see an actually working Jurassic Park. And honestly, hybrid dinosaurs are just a great natural next step, as the dinosaurs are technically already hybrids. Speaking of which, the Indominus Rex isn't scary like the raptors were, but it is an intimidating force that is felt throughout the movie, and it does lead to a fun final fight, even if the characters aren't all that interesting. And hey, it's cool to know its themes of how people will try to warp and twist the breakthroughs of others for their own gain would also be later expanded on in its sequels. Speaking of,
I'm a new dinosaur.
in a surprisingly natural continuation of the last movie's themes, bringing a lot of ideas implied in the last film to this one, and actually have the dinosaurs be sold for military purposes. It amounts to a surprisingly fun break-in movie with a plot twist that is both dumb but also surprising at the same time. It's weird that Claire now sees the dinosaurs as animals since she kind of wasn't that way in the last movie, and I kind of wish the Indoraptor had more screen time, but I'm not complaining. This was a solid film. Yeah, there's no surprise here. For once, I'll say it. The original has never been topped and will never be topped. I'll keep it brief because other people have talked about it before plenty of times. In depth, might I add. The combination of practical and computer-generated imagery is still impressive even to this day, and the movie builds up a lot of suspense with its presentation and storytelling, which makes sense since the original novel was a horror story, and you can still see and feel the horror influence all throughout. It evokes a sense of wonder and beauty and a grandness that has never been seen in any other movies for its time. The human cast was largely unremarkable, the kids definitely got annoying at points, and the CGI has noticeably aged like the dinosaurs themselves, but for what I consider to not be one of the greatest franchises of all time, it's clear why this took off as well as it did. There is no beating the one and only Jurassic Park. And that was every Jurassic Park/World movie. It's definitely like what I said it was, the textbook definition of a Hollywood franchise. I really do find it a shame that the series never really expanded itself outside of that first movie, and the moment it does, it immediately chooses to walk that all back just for another romp on a dinosaur island, especially since its contemporaries seem to be doing the exact opposite. But at the end of the day, I guess it could be worse. Overall, I give this lineup a 7 out of 10, just for the fact half of these films are worth a watch, at least once.